Have you ever felt like life brought you to a quiet crossroad? Your body isn't what it used to be. The house feels too big, and the silence in the living room too loud. And somewhere someone says, it's time to move into a nursing home. Sounds reasonable, right? But today I want you to pause and ask yourself, is that really the only path forward? I've worked with thousands of people over the age of 50. And when they sit across from me, it's not the lab results they worry about most. It's the question beneath it all. How do I want to live the rest of my life? And what I tell them, I'll tell you now, you have more choices than you think. One of my patients, Linda, 68, said, I don't want to burden my kids, so maybe I should just move to a home. But when I asked, are you ready to leave the house you've lived in for 40 years? She fell quiet. Then, tears. Not because she was afraid, but because no one had told her she still had the right to choose. I want you to imagine this. You wake up in your own bed. Sunlight pours through the same window you've looked through for decades. Your favorite chair's still in the corner. You make your morning coffee slow, simple your way. No one rushing you, no hallway carts, no wake-up calls. You are still in charge. This video is not just about places. It's about how you want to live. And if you're watching, really watching, I think you already know, there's still time to write this chapter your way. Do you remember the last time you took a deep breath and felt peace? It probably wasn't in a hospital hallway. It was likely in your garden, or your kitchen, or by the window with the breeze brushing your cheek. You see, at home, the air is yours. The light that fills your bedroom every morning isn't artificial. It's alive, and so are you. One of my patients once told me, I miss the way the sunlight came through my curtains every morning. That moment stuck with me. Because in most nursing homes, windows are small, the air is recirculated, and the lighting is cold, sterile, unfamiliar, unkind. But your body knows the difference. Natural light improves your mood. Clean air lowers stress and improves sleep. Studies even show that daily exposure to sunlight helps reduce depression, especially in seniors. We were never meant to spend our golden years under fluorescent bulbs. We were meant to feel the sun on our skin, to smell the rain, to open a window and feel the world. At home, you don't just live longer, you live better. Let me ask you something. When was the last time you got to decide your own schedule? In most nursing homes, everything is run like a machine. Breakfast at 7:30, meds at 9. Shower at 11 if you're lucky, lights out at 9 p.m., whether you're tired or not. I once visited a man named James. He looked at me and said, I feel like I'm just another cog in a system. I wake up when they say, I eat what they give, I don't feel like me anymore. And that broke my heart, because when you lose control over your time, even your smallest habits, you start to lose your sense of self. At home, even if someone's helping you, you still decide. You decide when to eat, when to rest, what music to play. And those small freedoms, they're not small at all. They're the threads that hold together your identity. The truth is, growing old doesn't mean fading away. It means evolving. And the best way to do that is to stay in a place where you still feel like yourself. At home, you're not just a resident. You're the one who chooses the music, who knows how the floor creaks, who remembers which cabinet holds the good tea. Even if you need help, you're still steering the ship. Living at home preserves your rhythm, your memories, your voice. You decide whether to start your day with jazz or silence. You choose your chair, your mug, your view. That's not trivial. That's your soul's signature. And no institution, no matter how kind, can replace that. Here's something you may not expect. Staying at home actually supports your immune system. When you're in familiar surroundings, your body sleeps better. And when you sleep better, your immune system becomes stronger. It fights off infections more effectively. In nursing homes, many patients struggle with sleep. Strange sounds, bright hallway lights, interruptions at odd hours. I remember one patient, she moved into a care facility and started waking up every night. Not because of pain, but because she felt unsettled. At home, your brain relaxes. Your senses recognize the smells, the silence, the creaks of the house. And when your nervous system feels safe, your body can heal. That's why infections like pneumonia, UTIs, even colds spread more easily in facilities. Not only because of shared spaces, but because immune systems are weakened by stress disorientation and poor sleep. So if you want to stay stronger longer, don't underestimate the healing power of your own bedroom. Now let's talk honestly and about money. Many people believe nursing homes are covered by Medicare, but that's a dangerous assumption. In most cases, Medicare only pays for short-term stays after hospitalization, maybe up to 100 days. After that, you're on your own. A good facility can cost 4,000 to 12,000 per month. That's 48,000 or to 144,000 per year. And if you stay there for 5 to 10 years, you're looking at $500,000 or more. I've seen families sell their homes, drain retirement funds, even go into debt, just to keep mom or dad in a place they never wanted to be in the first place. Now imagine using just a fraction of that money to modify your home. Install grab bars, hire part-time help, buy a medical alert system. It might cost $10,000 and $20,000 a year and you stay in control. Aging in place is not just more affordable, it's more human. You may have heard this before or maybe seen it yourself. Someone moves into a nursing home, and within weeks they seem confused. They forget names, they stop smiling, they ask, "Where am I again?" It's not because they're losing it, it's because they've lost their grounding. When you remove someone from everything familiar, their room, their smells, their sounds, their routines, it creates a psychological shock. The brain, especially in older adults, depends on these cues to stay oriented and alert. Without them, memory declines, mood suffers, and in many cases, cognition drops faster than it otherwise would have. I've seen it happen. And believe me, it's not just sad, it's avoidable. Staying home keeps the mind active, engaged, and anchored. Here's a secret I wish more people knew. Doing things for yourself, even small things, keeps you strong. Making your own tea, walking to the mailbox, watering your plants. These aren't chores, they're therapy. One of my favorite patients, Mr. Henry, 82 years old, still cooked his own soup. When I asked him why, he said, "Because as long as I stir the pot, I remember how to stand." That's the kind of wisdom no medical journal can teach. At home, you naturally move throughout the day, and that movement protects your balance, your muscles, and your independence. In contrast, nursing homes often strip away these small motions. Everything is done for you, and the body quickly forgets how to move. So if you can keep doing even a little bit, do it. It adds years to your mobility and life to your years. Now let's talk about something. No brochure ever mentions the risk of infection. Nursing homes, by design, are enclosed spaces filled with vulnerable people. And that means germs spread fast. I've seen entire wings get hit by flu in a week. Pneumonia, UTIs, MRSA, sometimes even outbreaks of antibiotic-resistant bacteria. The other issue, understaffing. One nurse might care for 15 to 20 patients, not because they don't care, but because they're overworked. And when care becomes mechanical, what suffers is personal hygiene, hydration, skincare, all the little things that prevent illness. At home, even a few hours of dedicated personalized care can do more than a whole team can provide in a stretched out facility, because it's your needs on your time in your space. Home isn't just four walls, it's where your story lives. The chair where you rocked your baby, the hallway where your grandchild first walked, the smell of the kitchen when your partner made soup on a rainy day. When you leave that behind, even for good reasons, it can feel like a piece of you stays behind. Many seniors describe it as disorienting, even heartbreaking. And psychologists now confirm moving away from home can trigger depression, anxiety, and then cognitive decline. So before you pack that first box, ask yourself, am I truly ready to let go of these memories, or is there a way to stay and bring care to me instead? Aging in place isn't stubborn. It's smart. It allows you to live longer, live cheaper, and most importantly, live on your own terms. With basic modifications, a reliable support system, and access to part-time care. Staying at home is not just doable. It's often better for your body, your wallet, and your heart. This isn't about denying reality. It's about honoring it. Honoring the life you've built, the space you've made your own, and the person you still are, even with gray hair and slower steps. You don't need permission to keep choosing your life. You only need the courage to say, "This chapter is mine." If you've made it this far, thank you. Because what we've shared today is more than advice. It's a reminder. Growing old doesn't mean giving up. It doesn't mean surrendering your freedom, your preferences, or your dignity. It doesn't mean letting society decide for you where you should spend your final years. You still have a voice. You still matter. And you still deserve to wake up every morning in a space that knows your name, holds your memories, and reflects your soul. So don't rush. Don't let fear or pressure make the choice for you. Your life is still yours. And if you choose to grow old at home, surrounded by sunlight, familiar walls, and your own rhythm, then you're not just aging, you're thriving.